No, it's working. I am live. I'm alive anyway. I think. Let me see. Yeah, I'm still breathing. I'm alive. Oh my goodness, folks. Can't wait till some people get in here. Yes, sir. I hope some people get in here because I'm sitting on the edge of my seat waiting on people to get in here. They don't get notification from me too often, so it might take them a few minutes. I don't go live very much. But hello, how are you? How are you, Derek? How are you, my dear? Oh my goodness. I'm so glad to see somebody in here. Oh, yes, I am. Hey, D, you gotta send your money in for your badge. I'm trying to reserve that state park. I managed to get enough to get it for the 8th for sure, but they blocked it off for the 9th for me, and I'd really like to have it on the 10th because people are going to be here. And we're going to need some parking for darn sure of that. You see, I've been taking my flyers around town every place to go, and I've been enjoying with folks. Well, today, my neighbor had a medical emergency and I had to go to the hospital. Well, while they used to taking care of him, I ain't got nothing to do with that. I went over and I talked to the nurses, gave them a flower. They took out their phone and they looked up the website, Convoy of Honor.info. They looked up, there it is. Oh, this looks like so much fun. Wow. Oh, yeah. I'm going to bring the kids. I'm going to bring kids to this. This is going to be a great day. Oh, yes, sir. Hey, yeah, what is it? Yeah, that's a Saturday. I don't work on Saturday. I do, but I said we start painting at 8 and go till dark. She goes, well, I'll come into work till 1. I said, see, you can come. Okay. And then there's, my goodness, I went out there, where the law enforcement, we're all about law enforcement and safety and our people that serve us, So I went out to speak to them for a moment and give them a flower. And they was wide eyed. Oh, yes. Oh, hey, got any more of those? Yeah. Here, give us one to hang up here. Got another one? Yeah. Hey, can I take one? I'm going to take one hanging up on the bulletin board at church. One guy says, hey, you need to talk to him. You're going to be having a front porch picking party. Hey, they're even having a front porch picking party. You ought to bring the band. Yeah, he's got a band. Really? Come on out. Oh, we're going to be there. We're going to try. It's a Saturday and a Sunday. Oh, we can do that. Or show up for karaoke night too. Honey, these people's excited. They's marking it down in their calendars on their phones and setting alarms to be there. It is amazing what's happening. Paint by numbers murals. This is the first. It's 130 feet long. Had you seen in my thumb? It's 130 feet long, going down one side, and it's kind of a triangle, and it goes up to 12 feet. Okay, at the end, and then it makes a bend around the corner and goes another 10 feet. So it's really a 140-foot wall. But darling, it's going to be a paint by numbers. It's going to let people come in and make a $5 donation to help folks with PTSD. And I was talking about that at the security station, about the PTSD stuff. And she come over and got my attention. She says, what's this about the PTSD stuff? I says, honey. And I'm telling her about the charity. And she says, well, I have it. I said, oh my goodness, honey. Well, I got cured for it. And she said, honey, it's camaraderie. You got to talk to people. You got to tell people where you're at in your head. Because it ain't going to get out of your head until you give it verbal legs to run. And we've learned over the last 25 years dealing with vets with PTSD that the key is camaraderie. It's talking to folks about it. You come out to the event and you talk to folks about it. They'll talk with you. I said, but see on this flyer right here, that's my phone number. Honey, I don't care what time it is a day. I don't care if it's in the middle of the friggin' night. If you got an inkling in your head that you think it would help you to just talk to somebody, you can call me. I'll listen for as long as necessary to help get that out of your head. It's not like no physical disease that I can give you something, a pill or a poultice for. It's you that has to fix it. And you fix it when you let it out. That's when it starts getting fixed. But you can't just let it out to nothing. Open air doesn't work. You feel like you got to let it out to somebody, you call me. Or you come talk with a whole bunch of us. We all know how to get rid of PTSD because we all know how to listen. And most of us got pretty good sound advice sometimes. You know, that was a wonderful experience. I got me a hug. Yes, it did. I got me a hug before I left that hallway. And, I think that moment, it started right then and there. You could see it on your face and in your eyes, that letting loose. It was amazing. Just absolutely amazing, folks. I'm going to tell you what. If y'all don't get your reservation at the state park soon, if you all don't find a way to get yourselves here, you're going to be the sorriest folks. You're going to say, oh, you're going to be watching it on live stream. So you're still be in the party, but you're going to be going, oh, man, I wish I'd have gone. Oh, look at that. Oh, we're going to have so much fun. Yes, we are. I've even made me a special log. I've kept this here log for now on 5 years now. Yeah, maybe 6 years. 5 years I've kept this log. And I've kept it standing up, and it's a splitting naturally. I was getting ready to fill that baby full of dryer lint. Yes, I am. I'm going to give you a bunch of dryer lint, and I'm going to soak that dryer lint in kerosene, and I'm going to sprinkle it with magic fire, and I'm going to stuff it down in this stovepipe log fire. And we's going to take it over to the big bonfire ring over to State Park. And on the evening of the 8th, after we get through with the painting and all of that, and it's time to go sit at the bonfire and unwind, decompress. Ooh, baby, I'm going to have us a candlelight fire like you ain't never seen before. Where am I at here, Dee? Hello, Debbie. Hello, Joshua. Hello, everybody. So glad you made it. And I know I don't go live enough. I probably should do this more. But life gets in my way. I'm so glued to the friggin' what's happening. Things is happening in this country so fast. Everything, something's happening every hour of every day. And I got to stay up on all that stuff. So I sit here and I watch Willie Johnson, and I watch Barry Cunningham, and then I watch the veteran biker, the Ben Dykes show. I watch, and I watch Squirrel Tribe, and I listen to the news. Not on CNN. No, I don't listen to mainstream media. But there's a guy called Cooper. He's up there, and we're there in New York, I believe he is, and he sees us all this here stuff, and he talks about the immigration picking them people up, and then there's this explosion in St. Louis. My goodness, several houses, 20 houses damaged or destroyed. When so far nobody's died, but somebody was in the hospital in critical condition. There was 5 injured, 20 injured, something like that. Anyway, there was 5 injured, I think. It's amazing. There were a whole bunch of people killed. They just blew almost the whole city block away. Still didn't last. I heard they didn't know what caused it. And then you got them stupid people. Them people that look at their baby and see something besides a human life. I think he probably took him to the right spot where little Emmanuel was tossed. Honey, that's wild game country. That baby's tender meat for them wild animals. Coyotes, wolves, bobcats, crows. Honey, vultures can chew a baby into living nothing in nothing flat. But cat just pick it up and carry it back to its cubs. They'll find that baby right in that area where they left him. He said, I hate to say it, that baby's just liable to be bones. If that baby had soft bones, there ain't probably nothing left of that child. Out there on the desert like that. Everything's looking for a substance. Thank you, Goldie. Appreciate it very much. It's a Bug Tussling Cash App, Bug Tussling. Because as soon as I get enough to go over and make another payment, I'm going to make another payment. Okay. Anyway, and I got to let Christy know that you paid. As soon as you do, I usually put I usually messenger right away, so she knows to make sure and put that name and everything down in the print. And so, but they even was excited about the convoy. I know I'm acting like a squirrely brain. Got so many things going on in my head. So mad at the city. They's getting ready to tear down a mall that they have deemed to be a blighted area, a whole area, and bulldoze it. And they's going to put in some kind of sports complex thing with wiffle ball and that, the tennis ball that you play inside and bounce the balls off the doors, off the walls, whatever that's called, and a bunch of other stuff. You got it. But pray. These days my prayer's getting answered. I mean, little ones, like getting ready to pull up into the hospital emergency room area. I'm like, Lord, I need a handicap sign, close. And the tail lights, the backup lights on a car parked in the closest handicap side is backing out. Prayer God answered. Little things, little things. I prayed for it to get cooler weather. Since I've had my injections and I'm in physical PT, physical therapy and everything, I need to get out and get my yard clean. Well, I was able to pull a few weeds today. It was cool enough this morning, light enough, cool enough. With a little bit of breeze I made to get a bunch of dead flowers pulled out and all. And 4 wagon loads of weeds went bye-bye. So that's okay. Uh, but I am really working on this event. Still got flyers to put out. Miss Chrissy's coming down next week sometime, she said, and we're going to drive around. And I got me some beer flats, little beer flat boxes. I want to go and get stuff and decorate the boxes up kind of really nice so I can take them into like the theaters and restaurants and display them where people will look at them and take one of my flowers. Uh, and we got security, yeah. Uh, Derek and Bruce, uh, Brian, get the names mixed up all the time. Anyway, they's gonna do security, and it's gonna work out just fine. But the guy next door, he was digging this big old hole and digging this big old hole. We finally learned out that he's putting in a climate controlled RV and boat storage place. But he's going to have a huge amount in the back that's gravel that ain't going to have anything done to it yet by November. And we get to park our rigs back there. Come on, truckers. I'm thinking about you. Convoy. Okay. Yeah, we was a people's convoy. There was always more cars and SUVs and vans than there were trucks. But trucks is a big part of the show. So, y'all, I got room to park some bobtails up on top. But it looks like I might need all that parking space I can get. So we've got an opportunity to park our rigs down there, and we got the parking lot, of course, over at the state park. And then there's another one down the road for parking. But I think that was really nice of the man it's to offer that to us. I asked, and he provided. But God just says, "Ask and you shall receive." So I guess I'll just start asking, and I'll pretty much get. Right? Oh, and I got pictures. Thanks. Y'all get a ticket. You also get a little gold ticket that comes with it that lets you take yourself and up to 5 other friends over to this here picture place here in Branson and get your picture taken. Professional type, picture taken. Got a little gold ticket for you to do that with. I'm gonna put one in everybody's name tag with everybody's name tag. So everybody who pays that $20 for that participation ticket, you're gonna get you a chance to have 5 of your friends go over and get your picture taken. Hi, Tracy. Oh, good night, Debbie. Good night, darling. I'm just talking, that's the way it is around here. I can sit here and talk to myself. Which I was doing just before I decided I'd go live. I was sitting here in the chair, just rattling off to myself all these wonderful things, and I was thinking about what the city's getting ready to do. I listened to him tonight at the alderman meeting, and I'm like, they's going to take the Branson Meadow Mall, which really it is a blighted area. There may be 4 or 5 cars in the parking lot at any given time, but and it houses the Borough Medical Center, and my PT office is there right now, and a couple of really nice thrift stores and things. But it's just not making the revenue that the people that own it would like to see it make. And some big developer came along and offered them, like $200 million for this place, and they's taking it. Developers going to spend $300 million to redevelop this land. They're going to put in a sports thing. It has all different types of sport fields indoors. Okay, basketball indoors, paddle ball, a wiffle ball, whatever, a bunch of that all the way around. They're gonna put that in, and they're gonna put in a stadium, for other kinds of sport deals, like them Iron Man things where they go across all those beams and have to, yeah, one of those kind of illegal test field competitions, whatever. They need a aquaponic garden. We live on rock, folks, and I don't care if they not everybody that comes to Branson plays sports, but every single person that comes to Branson eats. And they're almost getting to be there ain't no such thing as good old healthy food. Unless you know how to grow it scientifically, as it's meant to grow. Using water, nutrients, temperature, light, proper fertilization, proper nitrates and nitrites, to down to the letter. When you know how the chemical compounds that each and every plant prefers, and you got somebody like, I don't know, AI to regulate that stuff on each and every plant. You're gonna grow perfect plants and lots of it. Excuse me, the dog wants out. Take a break here a minute. Okay. Go. Anyway, folks, I don't mean to be away from you very long. I do have to. I'm grabbing me something to eat. Oh, cool, baby, cool. Thank you. I gotta wait. I'll have to go let her back in. Yeah. I wonder if if we could find. I wrote a song with a friend of mine, with the AI stuff, and it's called "I'm on a Journey." And that's the way I feel. I really do. And the people I'm meeting through this event are going to mean something. They're in my periphery for a reason. I don't know yet what the reason is, but they'll be there for a reason. And my friend, getting ill and his car broke down, and my neighbor needed me to take her there to be at the hospital. Honey, that was all for a reason. I know, because God gave me a parking lot a parking space right where I wanted it, almost moments after I asked. So I know He's got His. Yeah, I don't know where we're going. That's why I always say I'm on a journey, because I am. And I don't know the destination. I'm not privy to the time and place or the who. I'm just there, riding along. It's kind of amazing. It really does keep you from being depressed or anything like that. It really does, because you got how do I put this? You ain't got time to deal with something that you can't do nothing about, and you have no idea what's coming. So you might as well enjoy the moment.
I'm just a passenger on this journey we call life. Never look in the rearview mirror. I have no control of what's in the rear. Sitting in the backseat knowing every turn will be just right. For I am living in the glory of His guiding light. I will always be right where I am, and always be right on time. I choose to let my Maker drive the navigator as long as I am alive. I am just a passenger on this journey we call life. He knows where He wants me on this blessed journey called life. My journey unfolds with each step I take, knowing He will not let me make a mistake. For I know He lives inside of me, so you will love the God in me. I will always be right where I am, and always be right on time. I choose to let my Maker drive the navigator as long as I am alive. I'm just a passenger on this journey we call life. He knows where He wants me on this blessed journey called life. My journey unfolds with each step I take, knowing He will not let me make a mistake. For I know He lives inside of me, so you will love the God in me. I'm just a passenger on this journey we call life. He knows where He wants me on this blessed journey called life. I choose to let my Maker drive the navigator as long as I am alive. I am just a passenger on this journey we call life. Journey we call life. Journey we call life. Life.
And it's wonderful to live that way. I'm telling you, there ain't nothing better. So, good night, everyone, and God bless Mona. She sent it for the badges. I'm working on the other. Will let you know if and when I can. Thank you, Dee. I appreciate it. Good night, my dear. I love you. I love you. Can't wait to put my arms around you both. Okay, take it easy, Goldie. Too, and Derek. Good night. God gave me a wonderful family. You see, let the Canadians get all riled up, and Americans went, we can do that too. And we all got together, different places, different times, all together. We made our way to Hagerstown, Pennsylvania, Speedway. We became family there. There's where we learned about each other's ups and downs and ins and outs and differences. And it didn't matter. Y'all breathed. That's all that was really important. You patriots was important. You loved the country, but most of all, you breathed. My good book tells me I'm supposed to love everybody. So I do. And I'm going to have so much fun with all you coming because I'm going to fall in love with you all over again. My vets will be here on the 5th. Starting at 11 o'clock on the 5th, I get to start hugging. Oh my goodness, I get to start hugging all them beautiful, beautiful people. Yes, I do. It's wonderful. They get a hug from me, but I get a hug from all of them. Oh, it's wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful. So, Veterans Week starts November the 5th, goes through the parade on the 11th. The Convoy of Honor event begins on November the 8th at 8 a.m. is when you start lining up to register to paint on the wall. It is our hope that we get enough people that we get that entire wall finished on the 8th. I believe we will. And I hope if you can find a way to get here, it's Table Rock State Park. Okay. A boondocking's like $13. You get that discount, whatever. If they got full hookups because they done went into winter pricing, off season pricing by then. And you can make your reservations now. And we'll be having shuttles. We got vans, 2 vans that belong to Lake Vibe. They use them to transport people to do paddle boarding and kayaking, canoeing. Well, they're not doing that in November. So we're going to have the 2 10-passenger vans so we can haul people back and forth. Don't want nobody trying to cross the highway unless we get a small enforcement officer, and I'm working on that. I got to call in to my sheriff because it's county, not city, that folks is going to want to walk across the street. And I really could use a traffic officer to on the highway there for that, if at all possible, because we really need to keep people safe when they try to cross the street. So, but we're going to offer shuttles so folks don't have to do that. Imagine all that coming together. And it's coming together like clockwork. And I couldn't have done this without that helping hand of God and Him driving me where I needed to go. So, y'all keep in mind that I don't rightly care for no. I'm pretty humble in a lot of ways. I try to be humble and know that I could not have done this without the guidance of my maker. So that's a big thing for me, I guess, these days. I'm getting older. It's been that way all my life. I need to know. Y'all can leave it in the comments or in the chat or whatever. If I was to just sit down and tell my life story, would anybody listen? Okay? I just want to know, would anybody really be interested in the life of a little girl who marched children to church, or somebody who made a difference in her community from the time she could remember, and tell you all them stories? Okay? How I basically raised myself. I was a child of my mother was a good mother until I turned 7. And my daddy up and moved us to a dilapidated apartment. And my mother became a drunk. She wasn't an alcoholic. Alcoholics know something, and they go to these meetings. See, no, my mama didn't go to no meetings except the bar. My mama was a barstool barfly. She wasn't a cheater. There wasn't no hanky-panky. She was there for the beer. I'll tell you that right now. My daddy, apple of my eye, was my father. My father was a hard-working man. Problem is Daddy worked out of town a lot. Okay? He was home on weekends, but On the weekends, my daddy played music Friday and Saturday night. He spent all day Sunday playing dominoes with his friends at their house. He didn't do it at our house because they never knew when my mother was going to come staggering in. Not being bad mouthing to the dead. She's no longer amongst the living, but the truth is the truth. And I love her. Okay. I took care of her the last 15 years of her life. I took her on a 12-day Caribbean cruise. I loved my mother. After my daddy died and she quit being a drunk. Don't much care for drunks. Yet I married two of them. The first one I knew was a drunk. But he had 4 little children that needed a parent. And I thought I was going to be a really great parent. So I married him because he had 4 little children that needed at least one sober parent. Because both him and her, their mother and father, were drunks. I just wondered, those kind of stories, talk about those kind of things. Wonder if I sat down and just spent about an hour a day and just told a chapter of my life, would anybody listen? Be interesting to find out. Well, everybody's left. I got 3 people in here, and I ain't really running out of things to think about out loud, so I'm going to say goodbye to my friends. And don't forget to hit the like button on the way out. Maybe more people will get notified. Bye-bye.